For the past century, the UK has been split between its two mainstream parties, the Conservative Tory Party and the Labour Party. In the 2024 general elections, a new name threatens the status quo. Reform UK managed to secure 5 parliamentary seats and achieved an impressive 14% of the national vote share, positioning itself as the third largest party by vote share, 3% ahead of the Liberal Democrats and only 10% behind the previously ruling Conservative Party. One of the key victories for Reform UK came when James McMurdoch, a relatively unknown candidate, overturned a 19,000 Labour majority in Essex. This triumph underscores the party's ability to connect with voters at the grassroots level, especially in areas that feel neglected by mainstream parties. For this reason, Reform UK has emerged as one of Europe's most notable political movements in recent years, capturing attention for its stance on national sovereignty, anti-immigration policies, and opposition to mainstream political parties. Its rise is rooted in the political dissatisfaction and concerns about immigration that began long before Brexit. Faced with a lack of change after the United Kingdom departed from the European Union, many Britons lost faith in their government, with disillusioned Conservative and Labour voters looking for alternatives. From its origins as the Brexit Party to its transformation into Reform UK, the party represents a significant shift in the political landscape, one that reflects the growing discontent with the traditional political establishment echoing throughout Europe. Join us as we dive into the rise of Reform UK, examining its origins, key figures, policies, and the wider political environment that has enabled its growth. Reform UK was originally founded in 2018 as the Brexit Party by Nigel Farage, a politician best known for his leading role in the UK Independence Party and the campaign for Britain to leave the European Union. The Brexit Party was formed in response to the failures of the Conservative government under Theresa May to deliver Brexit. Although the UK had voted to leave the EU in the 2016 referendum, the prolonged and contentious negotiations that followed created frustration among many Leave supporters who felt that Brexit was being undermined. In the 2019 European Parliament elections, the Brexit Party gained significant support, topping the polls with 29 seats, the largest number for any British party. This success is ironically attributed to the EU, which many Britons felt has transformed from the economic union which they joined to a globalist organisation that often infringes upon national sovereignty. The success also demonstrated the deep level of dissatisfaction with the political establishment's handling of Brexit. The Brexit Party's platform was single issue, delivering Brexit in the clearest, most decisive form possible without compromise or continued entanglement with EU institutions. The appeal of the Brexit Party was its simplicity and clarity, a sharp contrast to the complex, often contradictory messages coming from Westminster during the Brexit process.
No more financial contributions, no more European Court of Justice, no more common fisheries policy, no more being talked down to, no more being bullied, no more Guy Verhofstadt. I mean, what's not to like? I know you're going to miss us. I know you want to ban our national flags, but we're going to wave you goodbye. And we'll look forward in the future to working with you as sovereign.
If you disobey the rules, you get cut off. Could we please remove the flags?
Once Brexit was officially achieved in January 2020, the original rallying point of the Brexit Party diminished. In response, the party underwent a rebranding, officially becoming Reform UK in November 2020. While Brexit remained an important part of its identity, Reform UK sought to broaden its appeal, focusing on neglected issues such as mass migration, government transparency, and economic reform. Nigel Farage is undoubtedly the central figure throughout Reform UK's short history. His political career, marked by a relentless advocacy for British sovereignty and opposition to the EU, made him a polarising yet influential figure in British politics. Farage's charisma, media savvy, and ability to connect with disillusioned voters have been crucial to the success of both the Brexit Party and Reform UK. Following Brexit, Farage temporarily stepped back from leadership and Richard Tice, a businessman and prominent Brexiteer, took over as the leader of Reform UK. Tice brought his own brand of leadership, focusing on reforming the political and economic systems in the UK. He has emphasised reducing taxes, cutting bureaucracy, and decentralising power from Westminster. Under Tice's leadership, Reform UK grew slowly but steadily, continuing to attract supporters who feel alienated by the traditional parties and those who are dissatisfied with the government's handling of various issues, including the response to COVID-19, economic stagnation, and its failure to control mass migration. However, Reform UK would not be where it is today had it not been for Nigel Farage's return. Farage's personal decision to throw his hat into the ring turbocharged Reform's campaign in early June. Without significant party infrastructure and with only 4 weeks of real momentum, Reform UK achieved more than 4 million votes. Now, Nigel Farage is back and more popular than ever, with the aim of transforming the party into a significant political force. He especially seeks to appeal to traditional, working-class Labour voters with a message centred on family, national pride, and traditional values. Farage's return to leadership also triggered a major restructuring within the party. Reform UK shifted from being a limited company, where Farage was the majority shareholder, to a company limited by guarantee, giving members a greater stake in the party's governance. The party has gained traction, winning 14% of the votes in the 2024 general election, with Farage securing a parliamentary seat in Clacton. He has expressed ambitions to challenge Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Reform UK came second in no fewer than 98 seats, of which 89 were claimed by Labour. The policy platform of Reform UK centres on several key issues. This includes economic reform, personal freedoms, government accountability, and most importantly, immigration. Reform UK advocates for a complete overhaul of the UK's tax system, aiming to simplify taxation and reduce the burden on individuals and businesses. It has proposed cutting VAT and income taxes, particularly for low and middle income earners, to stimulate economic activity. Furthermore, the party seeks to reduce the size of government and eliminate wasteful spending. Reform UK also advocates for individual freedoms such as free speech, where they push back against overreach by governments and institutions that limit open discourse. Farage has been vocal about resisting woke culture and policies that curb free expression, positioning the party as a defender of traditional British values and individual rights. Reform UK opposes mass migration and illegal immigrants, aligning with its broader platform of national sovereignty and border control. The party advocates for stricter immigration policies, emphasising the need to reduce overall numbers and prioritise control over who enters the country. This includes limiting low-skilled immigration, as unchecked immigration puts pressure on public services, housing and wages, particularly for working-class Britons. Reducing immigration is one of Reform UK's main campaign promises and the key reason for its exponential growth. The UK has experienced a significant rise in immigration in recent years, causing widespread unrest and sparking anti-immigration backlash. In June 2023, the number of immigrants to the UK was approximately 1.2 million, among which 968,000 are non-EU nationals. By recent estimates, a staggering 9% of the UK's population are non-UK nationals. That equates to approximately 6 million people, not counting the various illegal immigrants who are unaccounted for. Mainstream political parties continue to support mass migration, telling voters that the UK cannot function without mass immigration. Meanwhile, the statistics paint a different picture. Britain's relaxed immigration policies have led to an increased frequency of violent crimes throughout the nation. Citizens had been signalling their desire for stricter border controls at every election, only to be ignored. Rishi Sunak's Stop the Boats policy, which aims to curb the number of small boats crossing the English Channel, was ineffective at best. Few illegal immigrants were deported under this scheme, and billions of taxpayer dollars were wasted. Keir Starmer's government has scrapped Sunak's plan to fly asylum seekers to Rwanda, but has come up with no alternative solution. All this while, illegal immigrants continue to pour into Britain. This is where Reform UK comes in, promising unhappy Britons strong border enforcement, including preventing illegal immigration and passing laws to allow the deportation of those who are there illegally. Reform UK remains committed to ensuring that post-Brexit Britain maintains full control of its borders, rejecting any return to free movement policies that existed while the UK was part of the EU. The rise of Reform UK cannot be understood in isolation from the broader political trends seen across Europe. Over the past decade, British and European politics has been marked by increasing nationalism, dissatisfaction with the mainstream parties, and a sense of disconnect between voters and the political elite. Across Europe, governments are shifting right. In some places, so-called far-right leaders are taking power. In others, more traditional centre-right parties are allying with the right-wing fringes once considered untouchable. With the rise of right-wing parties everywhere, Reform UK seems to be riding the trend. Yet, one event unique to the UK was Brexit. The Brexit referendum was a manifestation of Britain's frustration with the EU infringing on national sovereignty. Brexit has allowed the UK to have more control over its policies, including withdrawing from certain international agreements and re-evaluating immigration policy independent of EU influences. The Conservatives, under Boris Johnson, may have got Brexit done, but did not deliver the opportunities that Brexit was supposed to provide, such as deregulation, economic liberalisation, and secure borders. Reform UK capitalised on that. Uneasiness over immigration has been simmering below the surface for some time. Recently, across Europe, it seems to have reached a breaking point. Anti-immigrant protests are on the rise, with a 13-fold increase in public demonstrations. As native Europeans are increasingly worried about their culture and way of life being wiped out by mass migration, anti-immigration parties like Reform UK are seeing huge gains across the continent. Reform UK has also capitalised on public frustration with the handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. The party's opposition to lockdowns resonated with those who were concerned about the economic damage and the erosion of civil liberties. This opposition to government overreach has been a key theme in Reform UK's platform, tapping into a libertarian strand of British politics that has historically been underrepresented. Despite its growing support, Reform UK faces significant challenges. The UK's unique electoral system has made it difficult for them to secure parliamentary seats. Reform UK has won just 4 seats with 14% of the vote, while Conservatives got 121 seats on 24%. Labour has 64% of the seats, but only won 34% of the votes. The UK's voting system, known as first past the post, differs from proportional representation systems used in many other countries. The UK is divided into 650 constituencies, and voters in each constituency select one candidate. The candidate with the most votes wins the seat in the House of Commons. This system can create an imbalance between the percentage of votes and seats won. For instance, a party winning small majorities in many constituencies could secure a disproportionate number of seats compared to its total vote share. Nevertheless, Reform UK has the potential to become more influential in British politics, particularly if public disillusionment with the mainstream parties persists and the immigration crisis remains unsolved. The rise of Reform UK is a reflection of the deep-seated dissatisfaction that many Britons feel towards the political establishment, particularly on its handling of immigration. It's ultimately up to the people to decide how the country should be run. It's called democracy, and politicians disregard it at their own peril.